Imagine this. You have waited 3 years for your green card interview. 3 years of paperwork, 3 years of stress, 3 years of praying that everything will work out. You walk into the USCIS building holding your spouse's hand. Your baby is in a stroller. You are dreaming of a future in America. You are dreaming of stability, of safety, of finally being legal. The interview goes perfectly. The officer smiles. She says, "Your case looks strong." You feel relief washing over your body for the first time in 3 years. And then the door opens. Two men walk in. They do not smile. They look at your spouse and say one word, "Stand up." They pull your spouse's arms behind their back. They put on handcuffs. Your baby starts screaming. You are screaming. Nobody is listening. 20 minutes ago, you walked into this building as a family. Now you are walking out alone, and your spouse is in the back of an ICE transport van, heading to a detention center you have never heard of. This is not a nightmare. This is not a movie. This is happening right now in 2026 inside USCIS offices across the United States. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Cleveland, and most families are walking straight into this trap with zero preparation. Today, I am giving you the 3 life-saving shield strategies you must use before, during, and after your green card interview. If you follow these steps, you dramatically increase your chances of walking out of that building together. If you ignore them, you are gambling with your family. I am Saqib. This is Global Immigration Updates, and this is the most important video I have ever made on this channel. Let us begin. Before I give you the 3 shields, you need to understand what is actually happening inside those buildings, because if you do not understand the trap, you cannot avoid it. Starting in November 2025, immigration attorneys across the country started reporting something they had never seen before in their entire careers. ICE agents began showing up inside USCIS field offices. Not at the border, not at airports, inside the same buildings where couples go for marriage-based green card interviews. Here is how it works. You and your spouse arrive for your scheduled interview. You check in at the front desk. You sit in the waiting area. Your name is called. You walk into the interview room. A USCIS officer sits across from you. They ask about your marriage. When did you meet? How did you propose? Show me photos. Show me your lease. Show me your bank statements. Everything feels normal. The officer is professional, maybe even friendly. They review your documents. They ask follow-up questions. And at the end, many officers have told couples that their case looks approvable. Some have even said, "Congratulations." But what you do not know is this. While your interview is happening in that room, ICE agents are reviewing your file in a different room inside the same building. They are checking if you have any history of overstaying a visa, any expired status, any missed hearing from years ago, any old removal order that you might not even know exists. And the moment your USCIS interview ends, the moment that officer closes your folder and says thank you, those ICE agents walk in. Or they are waiting in the hallway, or they approach you in the parking lot before you reach your car. One attorney in San Diego documented 39 arrests in a single day. 39 families torn apart in one day at one building. One of the people arrested was a mother who was holding her infant when they put the handcuffs on. Another was the wife of a retired United States Marine. Another was a man who had been married for less than a year to an American citizen. None of them had criminal records. Their only issue was an overstayed visa. Something that under the law should not prevent a spouse of a U.S. citizen from getting a green card. By early 2026, over 500 people were arrested at routine immigration appointments in just one city. The Department of Justice went to the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals to fight a judge's order that tried to stop these arrests. And when the government was questioned in court, they admitted they had used incorrect information to justify the arrests. They admitted it. But then the Department of Homeland Security said the policy will not change. The arrests will continue. So let me be direct with you. If you have a green card interview scheduled in 2026, and you or your spouse has any immigration issue in their past, any overstay, any gap in status, any old missed hearing, you are walking into a high-risk situation and you need to be prepared. Now, here is the part that makes this a trap, and I need you to really understand this. Under United States immigration law, spouses of American citizens are classified as immediate relatives. Congress created a special rule for immediate relatives. The law says that certain bars to getting a green card, like overstaying a visa or working without authorization, do not apply to you if you are the spouse of a citizen. Congress wrote that exemption on purpose. They wanted families to stay together. They wanted people in your situation to come forward, apply through proper channels, and receive legal status. So, the system tells you to file your application. The system tells you to attend your interview. The system tells you to answer honestly. And then, when you do exactly what the system tells you to do, ICE arrests you for the very thing the law says should not disqualify you. You are being punished for following the rules. That is the trap. And the reason 90% of families fall into it is simple. They believe that marriage to a U.S. citizen means they are safe. They believe the interview is a safe space. They believe the worst outcome is a denial letter. They do not imagine handcuffs. They do not imagine a detention center. They do not prepare for it. And that is exactly where you are going to be different. Because now I'm going to give you your 3 shields. Shield number 1, the pre-intelligence sweep. This is the most critical step, and it must happen weeks before your interview date, not days, weeks. Here's what you need to do. You need to get a complete picture of your immigration history before the government uses it against you. Many people have issues in their file that they do not know about. Maybe you missed an immigration hearing 8 years ago that you forgot about or never received notice for. When you miss a hearing, the judge can issue what is called an in absentia removal order. That means you were ordered deported without even being in the room. And that order is sitting in the system right now waiting. The way you find out is through a Freedom of Information Act request to the Department of Homeland Security. You request your complete immigration file, what is called your A file. This file contains every interaction you have ever had with the immigration system. Every entry, every exit, every application, every denial, every order, everything. If there is an old removal order in that file, your attorney needs to know about it before you step foot in that USCIS building, because if ICE finds it first, they will act on it. You also need to check the Executive Office for Immigration Review case system. You can do this by calling the automated hotline or checking online with your alien registration number. This will tell you if there are any open or closed proceedings in immigration court that you might not be aware of. And here is something most people do not think about. You need to check for identity errors. Sometimes the government has 2 files for the same person because of a spelling mistake or a name variation. If there is a removal order under a slightly different version of your name, it might not show up in a basic search, but ICE might still match it to you when you show up for your interview. This entire process takes time. That is why you cannot wait until the week before your interview. Start this the moment you receive your interview notice. The day that letter arrives in your mailbox, the clock starts. Shield number 2, the day of protection protocol. This is what you do on the actual day of your interview, and I am going to be very specific because these details matter. First and most importantly, do not attend your green card interview without an attorney physically present in the room with you. I do not mean an attorney who filed your paperwork and wished you good luck. I mean an attorney who walks into that USCIS building with you, sits next to you during the interview, and is ready to intervene if anything goes wrong. The reason is simple. If ICE agents enter the room, your attorney is your voice. Most people panic. They freeze. They do not know what to say. They start answering questions from ICE agents that they should not be answering. An attorney will speak for you. An attorney will assert your rights. An attorney will document exactly what happens, which becomes critical evidence if a legal challenge is needed later. Second, bring a complete copy of your entire I-45 filing packet to the interview. Every form, every supporting document, every receipt notice. If you are detained, these documents need to go with your attorney, not disappear into the system. Third, before you walk into that building, sit in the car with your spouse for 5 minutes and go over the emergency plan. I call this the 5-minute family briefing. Here is what you cover. If one of you is detained, the other needs to know 3 things immediately. The ICE Detainee Locator System website. The National Detainee Hotline phone number, which is 866-347-2423, and the name, phone number, and email of your immigration attorney. Write these 3 things on a card. Both of you carry that card in your pocket. Not in your phone, in your pocket. Because if your spouse is detained, their phone may be taken, your hands may be shaking too hard to type. That card in your pocket is your lifeline. Fourth, and this is important, the United States citizen spouse should bring their own valid identification, their passport if they have one, and proof of citizenship. In the chaos of an arrest, proving that you are the citizen spouse quickly can matter. Fifth, do not bring your children to the interview if there is any risk. I know that sounds harsh, but if there is any chance that your spouse could be detained, your children should not witness that. Have a trusted family member or friend watch them. If an arrest happens, you need to be able to think clearly, contact your attorney, and act fast. You cannot do that while holding a screaming child. Now, during the interview itself, answer every question from the USCIS officer truthfully. Do not lie, do not exaggerate, do not minimize. If the officer asks about your immigration history, your attorney is there to help frame the answer properly. But do not volunteer extra information that was not asked. Answer the question that was asked, nothing more. If at any point ICE agents enter the room or approach you after the interview, this is what happens. You stay calm. You do not run. You do not argue. You do not resist physically. You say one sentence. I am exercising my right to remain silent and I would like to speak with my attorney. That is it. You say that one sentence and then you stop talking. Your attorney takes over from there. If you do not have an attorney present and ICE approaches you, you still say that same sentence and then you say nothing else. Silence is not an admission of guilt. Silence is a constitutional right. Use it. Shield number 3, the emergency legal response. This is what happens if, despite all your preparation, your spouse is detained. Because even with the best preparation, arrests are still happening, and you need to know exactly what to do in the first 24 hours, because those first 24 hours determine everything. Hour 1. The moment your spouse is taken, call your immigration attorney. If your attorney was present at the interview, they are already activated. If not, call them immediately. Tell them exactly what happened, what time the arrest occurred, and any words the agent said. Hour 2 through 6, your attorney should be preparing an emergency legal filing. The most powerful tool available right now is called a habeas corpus petition. This is a filing under federal law that asks a judge to review whether the detention is legal. In multiple cases across the country, federal judges have ordered ICE to release people who were detained at green card interviews. Some releases have happened within 72 hours of the arrest. The key is speed. The filing must happen fast. Hours 6 through 12. Use the ICE detainee locator system to confirm where your spouse is being held. Sometimes detainees are transferred to facilities far from where they were arrested. Knowing the location is critical for your attorney to file in the correct federal court. Hour 12 through 24. Your attorney should also be contacting ICE enforcement and removal operations directly to argue for release on the grounds that your spouse is an immediate relative of a U.S. citizen with an approvable green card case. In some cases, ICE has released individuals before the habeas petition even reaches a judge simply because the attorney presented the legal arguments clearly and immediately. Here's what you must understand about habeas corpus. It is one of the oldest rights in the legal system. It existed before the United States existed. The Constitution specifically protects it. And in 2026, it is the single most effective weapon against unlawful detention at green card interviews. Federal courts across the country are granting these petitions. Judges are skeptical of arresting people who came to a government building because the government told them to come. But habeas only works if your attorney files it fast. Every hour matters. That is why having an attorney in place before the interview is not optional. It is survival. Now, before I close, I need to address something directly. Some of you watching this are thinking, should I just skip my interview? Should I not show up? No. Do not skip your interview. If you do not attend, USCIS will deny your application. You will lose your chance at a green card, and you will have no legal protection at all. Skipping the interview does not make you safer. It makes you more vulnerable. The answer is not to avoid the system. The answer is to enter the system prepared, informed, protected, with an attorney, with a plan, with your rights memorized. Knowing your rights does not make you a criminal. It makes you smart. It makes you protected. It makes you the kind of person who walks into that building and walks out with their family still together. Let me quickly recap your 3 shields. Shield 1, the pre-intelligence sweep. Get your complete immigration file through a FOIA request. Check for old removal orders. Check for identity errors. Do this weeks before your interview. Shield 2, the Day of Protection Protocol. Bring an attorney. Carry the emergency contact card. Do the 5-minute family briefing in the car. If ICE approaches, say, "I am exercising my right to remain silent and I would like to speak with my attorney." Then stop talking. Shield 3, the emergency legal response. If detained, attorney files habeas corpus immediately. Use the ICE detainee locator. Act within 24 hours. Speed is everything. Now I need your help with something. This information can save families, but only if families see it. Right now, there are thousands of couples preparing for green card interviews this month who have no idea what is waiting for them inside those buildings. Share this video with every immigrant family you know. Send it in your WhatsApp groups. Send it to your family members. Send it to your friends. And if you are not already part of our community, join the Global Immigration Updates WhatsApp group for the latest alerts and legal updates. When new policies drop, when new court rulings happen, you will hear about it there first. And I want to hear from you directly. In the comments below, tell me what immigration issue is keeping you up at night right now. What topic should I cover next? What situation are you facing that nobody is explaining clearly? I read every comment and I am building future videos based on your questions and your problems. Your confusion is my next script. Your fear is my next shield. Because that is what this channel is. It is not news. It is not entertainment. It is protection. Every video on global immigration updates exists for one reason: to make sure you know your rights before someone tries to take them away. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and share this video right now. It might save a family today. I am Ali. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay informed,